Hi there, welcome back to my channel DBS Diary. This is Pranav. Thank you for tuning back in. Okay, so good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on your location. I hope you are doing great. Today we'll cover password policy. Okay, we'll cover almost everything of password policy, like how to list it, what all things are available in your environment, how to set that value, okay, how to validate it, and we will also see like what are the ways in which we can know. We will not set at the server level, and we still can do the password expiration. Okay, and we will also cover password history. Okay, so this almost cover everything about Sybase password policy. Okay, so thank you again for tuning in, and if you like my channel, please do like my videos and please comment on them if you need something else to cover, or if you feel that something is missing or I need to improve on certain thing. Please do let me know. It will be like feedback for me. And subscribe to that. Subscription actually helps me in understanding that yes, there are people who are really watching and they want to see my videos and they want me to continue recording videos, and it also encourages me. Okay, so thank you. So let's start password policy. So first thing, now in this environment I have not said anything. Okay, so this is the listing. This is how we show that what all things are there in your environment right now. So if you see, there is nothing right now. Minimum digit in password, then we'll see minimum alpha in password. Okay, then we'll see minimum special character in password. So all of them are blank. Just want to show you, because after setting, again you need to execute this command to send it to audit department or your infosec department or your risk department. Okay, to showcase that yes, already password policy is in place. Okay, before starting we need to show that as of now there is nothing which exists. Okay, minimum password length. Okay, then maximum failed logins. So nothing is set right now. Password expiry warning interval, no, it's not there. Then system wide password expiration, no, it's not there. Okay, validate password option, so this will be like pass because we don't have anything, so it is as good as default. Okay, so this was listing. Now we will come to setting. Now it's a new environment. You are a first DBA who has joined, or you are senior most DBA. So before, DBAs have not done their job, or it was not requested by other department. So all that. So after COVID, it has taken more importance. Okay, so let's see. So first thing that we will do is setting up the minimum digits in password. So actually this contains three parameters. First is setting, the one that we are going to set the value. So set, then the name of the parameter, and third one is the actual value. Okay, so we are going to set it here. So done, setting is done. So which means any password that I am going to create, it must contain at least one digit. Okay, so you might think we can create a login like this, right? Test underscore login having password as 1. It is having one digit and we don't have any other policy. So you might feel it will work, but no. Oh, sorry, it's not that. So let me drop this user. Let me drop the login first. So you will not get this error message. Test underscore login. Okay. Now let's add this login and see. Okay, so it says it is too short and it should be at least 6, but we saw in the list one that we do not have set anything like length of password, right? So why it happened like this? If you see here, the password length, it came as blank, right? We did not have anything set. So if that is the case, then why it is not allowing us to put the password as one character? Should allow, isn't it? Sounds good, right? But if you see, there is a configuration minimum password length at a global level which is set as 6. You can change it, it's a dynamic. Okay, that is the reason it did not allow us to have a login with only one character. So the minimum is it needs to have at least 6 length. So let's add this login having password as password 1. Yes, it worked because the length is 6, more than 6, and it contains one digit. you might feel that this it is saying we need to have at least one digit, right? SAP master database, 1 second. Let me add another login. Okay, and then password 1. Okay, now let me drop this login, test underscore log 2. Okay, so it is dropped. Now if you create this login with no digit, okay, then it should throw an error because it does not contain one digit. Clear? So far so good. Now what we'll do, we'll create another policy which is having minimum alpha in password. So next policy, so one we have seen how to check whether it contains digit or no, and if it does not contain, then it will fail. It will not be able to create the login with that password. So minimum alpha in password is 2. Okay, so now it needs to have at least 2, okay, alphabet, okay, and it needs to have at least one digit. So if we add this login, let's use this login only, test underscore log 2. Okay, and let's see, yes, it is doing that. What if we drop this login, okay, and we try with the password which is not matching with that, so it does not have any alphabet, does it work? Does it work? No, it must contain at least 2 alphabets. Okay, so likewise now we'll set this which is special character in password. Okay, now we'll do this, so it must contain something like this, special character. If you don't, let me show you before removing that. Okay, so it is easier, it will not allow because it must contain at least one special character. So let's do this like underscore and it will allow, right? So now let's set the next one. Okay, so now let's set the value for minimum upper carry in password. So if you notice, before we did not have uppercase, okay, there was only 2 alphabet. So now let's set this upper carry in password. So now if let us do it other way around, let's put all small case. Okay, let's use this login. Actually I have tested with the test login, but it is giving some issues, so let's use different login, test log, and you can see it is saying it must contain at least one uppercase. So now what we'll do, we'll put one uppercase, and then it also contains one special character, and it also contains digit, so it is working. Let's drop this login now, and let's set the next parameter. So next parameter is minimum lower carry in password. Okay, so it was not set. Okay, so we could have a login which is all uppercase. Let me show you, AB, and this is supposed to work, right? So now we are going to set this value, which means we need to have a password wherein it must be having minimum lower char. If there is no lower char, it will not accept it. Okay, so this is what I was going to show. Actually I already showed this. So now after doing this this change of setting in the password policy, if we do this, it is supposed to fail, right? Now let us set this, change this to one character of lowercase, and this will work. Okay, so now let's drop this login, test underscore log 2. Okay, now let's set the minimum password length. If you remember, before it was set as 6 at a global level. So now what we'll do, now we'll set this as 8. Now we also need to keep in mind that when you are setting the minimum password length, then it is supposed to also consider the number of alphabets, number of like lowercase, number of digits, number of special characters. So all that, so if you see, it should not exceed this. If it does exceed, then the password valid option will not work. Okay, I think we have done this. Yeah. So now test log 2, let's change this. Now it is having actually 8 length. Now if we create something which is less in 8, okay, but still matches our requirement, 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? So it is supposed to fail. Okay, it should be 8. So now we can do like 8 and it is supposed to work. Okay, so this one is done. So we have done so many setting of password parameters, right? Let's drop this now. Now validating the password. So now 8 was the length of that, and other things, if you see 211, so it's all matching, so it will not fail. You see everything is pass here, there is no failure. Okay, what if we change certain things? Okay, suppose we change this to minimum alpha password 4. Okay, change this. So now let's do the validation. This will still succeed because it is still not exceeding the maximum length, including 4 alpha. What about if we change this minimum alpha in password to 8? Okay, although it is showing you error, but actually it has set. If you see that, it will be 8, the value will be 8. You can see current value is 8. Now if you do the password validate password option, this will fail. You see here, there is failure here. So this should not fail. If there is failure, then then the password policy is not very much correctly set. Okay. What else we can do? So valid password. Now suppose we change this to minimum special character to 6. Okay. Now let's keep it back to 4, because right now I think it is set as 8, right? Yes, so let's set it back to 4, which was the previous value, not the first value. First value was 1 actually. Okay, now let's set this value to 6. It will show you that it has actually failed. It will give you warning because it will fail the validate password option. Okay, although it showed you that warning, and it has still managed to do the changes. Now if you do the password policy validation, it will fail again. Now it will fail at 2 places, as you can see, right? So now what we'll do is we'll change it back. We'll change it back to where it was, so which is 1. And now if we do the password policy validate, everything is passed. Okay, so this is small thing. Okay, now we'll cover one more thing: setting password expiration. Actually, setting password expiration is a bit tricky when you have multiple stakeholders. It's a core banking or it's a critical system where there are interfaces from multiple applications. So in that case, it becomes very, very difficult for those application login, because they will not be very sure that at which all places the password resides. Ideally, it should be known to vendors, but there are some legacy applications wherein you find it very difficult. So what we do alternatively is we suggest our audit department or risk department or infosec or any department who is responsible to handle these things, that what we'll do, we will expire the password only for the users and not for the application. So we segregate into 2 parts: user login and then application login. So application login we keep it separate, and user login we expire the password. Okay, so here what we do, so test log 2. Now suppose I just did the add login. So now if you do this display login is the command which gives you all the information about that particular login. So test log 2, if you see, let me just make it a bit large. Okay, so you can see test log 2 default database, last password change. Okay, then password expiration interval is 0 right now. Password expired, no. So it gives you all that. Minimum password length is 8, as we have said earlier. So here what we'll do is we'll modify the login, okay, and we'll keep the password expiry to 90 days, so that our audit thing is passed and we also do not no bother or do not disturb the applications. Okay, so we'll keep it as 90 days. So it is done. Now if you do the same command sp display login here, and it will show you that the password expiration is set as 90 days. So the password will expire after 90 days. Okay, so this is clear, I hope. Now password history. Password history is a new requirement which was not very much, it was not getting insisted before, but now it is more and more in place after COVID. So what they say is you need to maintain the history of passwords for the users, and they should not be able to repeat password for a certain number of days or number of times. Okay, so there is some command which has been given to you by Sybase. Okay, it's a template, but we need to create this table, but you need to be in master database. So this actually password history table contains the history of the password for that login. Okay, so create a table password history. Let's create this table. I think it's already there. I was testing that. So drop table pwd history. I think this is the table name, just to be sure about this. Yeah, drop pwd history, spelling mistake, typo. Okay, now create this table password history in the master database. Okay, and then create this procedure which is there on the Sybase official website, or I will put in my description. You can take it from here. Only change that I have done here is you can say by default it was for 12 months, but I have changed this to keep the history of 24 months, which is almost 2 years. Okay, so and this works, just need to change this here. Okay, and then this procedure is already there. So let me drop this. I should have dropped when I dropped the table, because I knew it is there. Drop. Okay, so let's drop it and just create it. Okay, so this is created. Now what we have to do is we need to check that how it is working. Suppose for example I want to test this. It has all the things. So sp underscore add login. Now I'm going to add this login. Right, now I need to change the password of this. So password change should happen from the user and not from someone else. Okay, so if you reset the password, then password history will not work. This you need to keep in mind. Okay, so this is the login and this is the password. Right, now what we'll do is sp underscore password, and we'll change the password as something else, suppose 3. Okay, so password is changed. Now it should contain one row for this user. Okay, it will have password date and who has changed it, so we know that, and this is the encrypted value of the password. So it maintains the history of password for 24 months. Okay, after that it starts deleting and it is there in the procedure, and it also, the value is encrypted, so you don't need to worry about it. Okay, now it is cleanup time. So we'll clear the password, minimum digit in password. So it is same as listing, so we'll clear it like this. So alpha in password, let's clear it. Special character in password, let's clear it. Minimum upper character in password, let's clear it. Lower character in password, let's clear it. Clear. Failed login also clear. So it will not, so it was set as some value which will not be there. Clear. So this is also clear. Now you can do the cross checking of clearance by doing same thing that was done at the first, which was not there. So you can just list it, and then this is how it will work. You can also do the clearing of the password history. There is another procedure again by Sybase, SAP Sybase, and you can execute this procedure, and this will delete everything from password history. So this is all about the password policy and password history, how to maintain that. So it was a short video, and I hope this will help you if you have not done in your environment. If the audit department or your concerned department has not come back yet, they will certainly come to you very soon if you are a DBA. Okay, so I hope this helps you. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, and as I said earlier, if you like my video, please do like on them, comment and subscribe. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.